But the rages were the worst, like a great wind rising in me. No, I can't describe. It wasn't the violence getting worse in any case. Nothing to do with that. Some days I would be feeling violent all day and never have a rage. Other days quite quiet for me and have 4 or 5. No, there's no accounting for it. There's no accounting for anything with a mind like the one I've always had, always on the alert against itself. I must come back on this when I feel less weak. There was a time when I sought relief by beating my head against something, but I gave it up. The best thing I found was to start running. Now, perhaps I should mention here I was a very slow walker. I didn't dally or loiter in any way, just walked very slowly. Little short steps, and the feet very slow through the air. On the other hand, I must have been quite one of the fastest runners the world has ever seen. Over a short distance, 5 or 10 yards, in a second, I was there. But I could not go on at that rate. Not for breathlessness. It was mental. All is mental. Figments. Now the jog trot, on the other hand, I could no more do than I could fly. No, with me all was slow. And then these flashes or gushes. Vent the pent. That was one of those things I used to say over and over as I went along. Vent the pent, vent the pent, vent the pent. Fortunately, my father died when I was a boy. Otherwise I might have been a professor. He had set his heart on it. A very fair scholar I was too. No thought, but a great memory. One day I told him about Milton's cosmology. Away up in the mountains we were, resting against a huge rock, looking out to sea. That impressed him greatly. Love, too, often in my thoughts when a boy, though not so much as other boys. It kept me awake, I found. Never loved anyone, I think. I'd remember. Except in my dreams. And there it was animals. Dream animals. Nothing like what you see walking about the country. I can't describe them. Lovely creatures they were. White, mostly. In a way, perhaps it's a pity. A good woman might have been the making of me. I might be sprawling in the sun now, sucking my pipe, patting the bottoms of the 3rd generation, looked up to and respected, wondering what there was for dinner, instead of stravaiging the same old roads in all weathers. I was never much of a one for new ground. No, I regret nothing. All I regret is having been born. Dying is such a long, tiresome business, I always found. But let me get on now from where I left off. The white horse, and then the rage. No connection, I suppose. But why go on with all this, I don't know. Some day I must end. Why not now? But these are thoughts. not mine. No matter. Shame on me. Now I am old and weak, in pain and weakness murmur why and pause, and the old thoughts well up in me and over into my voice, the old thoughts born with me and grown with me and kept under. There's another. No, back to that far day. Any far day. And from the dim granted ground to its things, and the sky, the eyes raised and back again, raised again and back again, and the feet going nowhere, only somehow home, in the morning out from home, and in the evening back home again, and the sound of my voice all day long muttering the same old things I don't listen to any more, not even mine it was at the end of the day, like a marmoset sitting on my shoulder with his bushy tail keeping me company. All this talking very low and hoarse, no wonder I had a sore throat. Perhaps I should mention here that I never talked to anyone. I think my father was the last one I talked to. My mother was the same. Never talked, never answered, since my father died. I asked her for the money. "I can't go back on that now." Those must have been my last words to her. Sometimes she cried out on me, or implored me,